What's up guys? I'm Pre-K of TheseAreTheSounds.com, and in this video we're going to talk about how to stay inspired when you don't feel inspired. But first, this is the intro. So I had asked the question on Instagram what my next video should be about, and this was one of the answers. So I'm gonna go ahead and address that in this video. So one of the major ways that I help myself get inspired when I'm not feeling inspired is to revisit my favorites. This is usually movies, albums, songs, soundtracks, things like that. I'll rewatch them or re-listen to them, and I try to figure out what it is that I love so much about them, and I try to recreate that feeling in my art for other people. So for example, one of my favorite movies is McFarlane USA. When I talk to people, most people have never seen it before, but it's a fantastic movie and you should definitely watch it if you have the chance. But it's about a cross-country team, and it's definitely like one of those sports inspirational type movies. But when I watch that movie, I feel like I'm super blessed to live the life that I do. I have nothing to complain about. And like, there's not really anything that I can't do if I really work hard enough to do it. It's the type of movie that will get me off my butt for sure. I also like to revisit some of my favorite albums. Of course, you guys probably know by now, I am obsessed with Michael Jackson. I love him so much. And all of his albums inspire me, but the one that I like to revisit a lot is History, because he was talking about some real stuff. And it was basically an album that he tried to entirely produce himself, which is obviously inspirational for a producer and artist. If you've never heard the History album, you need to peep it. Am I taking any excuse I can to nerd out about Michael Jackson and music and movies right now? Absolutely. Another example is Hans Zimmer, who is like my favorite. I think he is my favorite film composer, and some of my favorite work of his is his work on Pirates of the Caribbean 2 and 3. And like, okay, if you haven't seen the second movie, then just go ahead and forward this part. But you guys know, if you've seen it, the beginning of the movie when the pirates are getting hung at the gallows, and then the little boy starts singing Hoist the Colors, and then all of the people join in and start singing with him. Powerful scene, like that is so fire. Like that whole scene is just so fire. But sitting there as a viewer, like you feel like you can relate, but I absolutely cannot relate because first of all, I'm an upstanding citizen, but two, like I'm not a pirate. I can't relate in the slightest. I can't relate to the time period, like nothing. But I feel like I can because of just how powerful the imagery, the cinematography, and the music of that scene is. These are the types of things that I would like to create for other people. So when I sit there and consume this art and get caught up in why it makes me feel the way that it does, it's just super inspirational to me. And I hope that you got something out of that, because I said a lot. The second thing I do is watch documentaries about people who did like amazing things in history. I actually went on this spree because Kasari and I have been working on this project for like a long time. And to help myself get inspired, I actually went on like a marathon of watching different people back to back to back to back. And something that I noticed was that none of these people were perfect, but all of them just had a certain tenacity and drive. And it was often off-putting for other people, but they were able to achieve so much greatness. And the resiliency of all of them, some of them literally lost everything, and they would still continue and go on. It's just super inspirational to me. So that is one thing you can do if you don't feel inspired, is just learn more about people who really contributed to the world in like such a big way, or people that contributed to things that you're interested in, and just learn about their lives and the things that they've been through. It's super inspirational to me. I hope it is to you as well. This next thing is more introspective, but one thing that helps me get inspired when I'm not really feeling it is to remember why I'm doing it in the first place. I think, what are my objectives with making music, with making videos, with creating content? And with my art, I want to make people feel, and I want to make people think, and I want to present perspectives that they might not be used to hearing. With my career, I want to teach other people how to achieve whatever level of success I'm at. And when I think about it, knowing that there might be people counting on me to make art that they love and content that teaches them things will definitely get me off my butt. The next thing that helps me get inspired when I'm not really feeling it is either coffee or a walk. I know those are completely different things, which might sound crazy, but just hear me out. So quick story time. One time I had finished working my regular job and I was supposed to start working on something else for somebody. And I texted Kasari and I told her, like, I do not feel like working on this. Like, I just want to go take a nap. wake up and play some video games. And Kasira was like, just do it. You can do it. You're gonna be happy that you did. Just make yourself some coffee. This was a revelation, because making myself some coffee, like if you enjoy coffee, like making yourself some coffee can be just so motivational. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, okay, I'm ready to work now. You can even go full-blown hipster and like put it in a mason jar. Like, you're ready to work now. You're ready, you're motivated, you're inspired now. And it was literally the simplest solution, but it seriously helped me. Every time I was in a slump, I was like, I can make myself some coffee. I have been cutting back on drinking coffee during the week. I try to only drink it once during the week. So another thing that does help me a lot is to go for a walk. Walking just gets me like in a different headspace, but I think there's also something about like just getting up and moving and getting like a little bit of exercise that will just give you a little bit more energy, because I'm definitely a super low energy person. I love to take naps in the afternoon, but there's not always time for that. So if there's other ways to get like little boosts of energy, for me, it would be through coffee or a walk. So that is what I recommend. You should definitely try it. If you like coffee and if you like walking, I definitely recommend that you try that. The last thing is gonna sound really counterintuitive, but I accept the fact that I'm not always going to feel inspired, and I work anyway. Going back to those different documentaries that I watched, and when I revisit my favorites, and all of these people that just contribute such great art or have contributed like brilliant inventions or like leaps and bounds when it comes to the science that we use today, they didn't always feel like working. They didn't always feel like studying. They didn't always feel like singing or writing or rehearsing. But it was such a habitual thing inside of them to do, and they were just so driven by the outcome of what it was that they were trying to do and the ideas that they were trying to bring to life, that like they did it anyway. So although for most people there are ways to kind of like hack yourself and be able to get motivated even when you don't feel it, there's gonna be times when you just don't feel it. And I say push through it and create and work anyway. All right, well, I think that that is everything for this video. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click subscribe, and while you're there, please go ahead and click the bell so you can be part of the Noti gang. Leave a comment and let me know what you do to help yourself get motivated and get inspired when you're not really feeling it. If you made it this far into the video, I think it's safe to say that you kind of liked it, so please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I think that that is everything. Okay, peace out.